Greetings, fellow green thumbs, and welcome back to Hobbies and More. Today marks the third installment of my small space gardening series, and I am shifting my focus to a beloved herb that both flavorful and fragrant, rosemary. Whether you are a seasoned gardener or just beginning your plant journey, join me as I explore everything you need to know about growing rosemary in your apartment vases. Let's kick things off with a discussion on light requirement for rosemary. Like many Mediterranean herbs, rosemary thrives in bright sunlight. When selecting a spot for your rosemary plant in your apartment, prioritize location that receive ample sunlight. Ideally, aim for minimum 8 to 10 hours of direct sunlight per day to keep your rosemary happy and healthy. South-facing windows typically provide the most consistent sunlight throughout the day, making them an excellent choice for positioning your rosemary pot. If your apartment lacks sufficient natural light, don't despair. You can supplement with artificial grow lights to ensure your rosemary plants receive the light they need to thrive. Proper exposure to sunlight not only fuels photosynthesis but also enhances the flavor and aroma of your rosemary leaves, resulting in a more flavorful herb for your culinary endeavors. So, whether it's a warm embrace of sunlight streaming through your window or the gentle glow of grow lights illuminating your indoor garden, providing the right light conditions is the key to cultivating thriving rosemary plants in your apartment sanctuary. With light requirements covered, let's move on to preparing the perfect soil mix for our rosemary companions. Rosemary prefers well-draining soil with a slightly alkaline pH. Creating the right soil mix not only ensures proper drainage but also provides the necessary nutrients for healthy growth. To achieve the ideal soil mix for rosemary, start with the base of high-quality potting soil. Look for a well-balanced mix that contains organic matter to provide essential nutrients and promote healthy root development. To make alkaline soil mix, it comes from burning hard and softwood and with other organic materials and contains calcium, potassium and magnesium. Next, incorporate ingredients that enhance drainage such as coarse sand, perlite, wood ash, etc. These additives help prevent water from pooling around the roots, reducing the risk of root rot, a common issue in poorly drained soil. Finally, to maintain the slightly alkaline pH that rosemary prefers, consider a small amount of limestone or crushed eggshells to the soil mix. These amendments help balance the pH and creating an optimal growing environment for your rosemary plants. Once you have prepared your soil mix, fill your chosen pot to about an inch below the rim, leaving ample space for watering. Gently form the soil to remove any air pockets and create a level surface for planting your rosemary. With a well-draining, nutrient-rich soil mix in place, your rosemary plants will have the perfect foundation to thrive and infuse your culinary creation with their distinctive flavor and aroma. Now, we have prepared the soil mix. Let's explore pot sizes for rosemary. Let's discuss about pot size. Rosemary plants have deep root systems, so opt for a pot that at least 8 inches in diameter and equally or more deep to accommodate their extensive roots. This ensures your rosemary plants have plenty of room to spread their roots and grow vigorously. When it comes to soil composition, rosemary appreciates a lean, well-draining mix. Combine equal parts of potting soil, coarse sand and perlite to create a light, airy blend that promotes healthy root growth and prevent waterlogging. Additionally, adding a handful of limestone or crushed eggshells to the soil helps maintain the alkaline pH that rosemary prefers. Now let's delve deeper into the fascinating world of planting and propagating rosemary in your apartment garden. Whether you are starting from seeds or cutting, there are several methods to ensure success with your rosemary plants. For beginners and those looking for quicker result, propagating rosemary from cutting is often the preferred method. Here's how to do it. Choose a healthy, non-flowering stem from an established rosemary plant. Look for the stems that are green and sturdy, preferably with new growth at the tip. Using clean, sharp scissors or pruning shears, snip a 4 to 6 inch section of the stem just below a node. Remove the lower leaves from the cutting, leaving a few sets of leaves at the top to photosynthesize. Dip the cut end of the stem into the rooting hormone powder to encourage root development earlier and faster. Then insert the cutting into a small pot filled with moistened soil mix. Gently press the soil around the base of the cutting to ensure good contact. Place the pot in a warm, bright location with indirect sunlight. Keep the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged, and avoid exposing the cutting to direct sunlight, which can cause them to dry out. Within a few weeks, your rosemary cutting should begin to develop roots and establish themselves in the soil. Once roots have formed, you can transplant the cuttings into a larger pot. If you prefer to start from seeds, you can sow them directly into the pots filled with moistened soil mix. Cover the seeds lightly with soil and keep the soil consistently moist until germination occurs, which typically takes 2 to 3 weeks. Whether you choose to propagate this cutting or seeds, providing the right growing conditions and care will ensure your rosemary plants flourish in your apartment garden. But the easiest way of growing this plant is buy a small pot from your nearest nursery. It will cost not more than 100 rupees. If you are a beginner, you just try that. Now that I have covered planting and propagation, let's explore some essential maintenance tips to keep your rosemary plants healthy and thriving in the small space habitat. Maintaining your rosemary plant is a key to ensure they thriving in your apartment garden. Let's explore some essential maintenance practice to keep your rosemary healthy and productive. Number 1 is watering. Rosemary prefers to dry out between watering, so avoid overwatering, which can lead to root rot. Instead, water your rosemary plants deeply but infrequently, allowing the top inch of soil to dry out before watering again during the summer months when growth is more vigorous. You may need to water more frequently, but be sure to adjust your watering schedule according to your plant's need. About pruning, regular pruning helps keeps your rosemary plants compact and encourages bushy growth. Trim off the top growth periodically to promote branching and prevent your rosemary from becoming leggy. Additionally, remove any dead or yellowing foliage to maintain plant health and appearance. Now about fertilization. Rosemary is a relatively low maintenance herb when it comes to fertilization. A light application of balanced fertilizer in the spring and summer months can provide a nutrient boost to support growth and flavor development. However, avoid over-fertilizing as it can lead to excessive foliage growth at the expense of flavor. By following these maintenance tips, you will keep your rosemary plants healthy and thriving, ready to add flavor and fragrance to your culinary creation year-round. Now, about the common problems. Despite its resilience, rosemary is susceptible to a few common problems, including powdery mildew, root rot, and spider mites. Keep an eye out for common pests to prevent these issues. Additionally, ensure proper air circulation around your plants to minimize the risk of fungal diseases like powdery mildew. Avoid overwatering and inspect your rosemary regularly for signs of pests. Now, let's explore the various uses of rosemary in daily life. From flavoring savory dishes to infusing oils and vinegars, Rosemary adds a delightful aroma and flavor to a variety of culinary creations. It's also prized for aromatic foliage which can be used in herbal sachet and home skincare products. Also, if you smell it, your depression will go out. Isn't it very good? And there you have it, folks. Everything you need to know about growing rosemary in your apartment garden. Join us next time as I explore another culinary staple, oregano. Until then, happy gardening!